Hello, guys. It's Nurse Amy back on your screen, and I'm really excited to be here today. And I've been busy all morning, all day. And one of the things I was doing was actually going through my YouTube channel, Glam Care Academy, and I was looking at some of the old videos, and I'm like, oh, wow. And so that informed what I'm going to speak on today, and that is consistency. Okay, that's something that I myself would have to take on that. I'm guilty of not being consistent. So yes, I am guilty. I really should practice what I tell people. You know, you have to be consistent. And that's something I do struggle with because there's just so many hours in a day. And there's so many things that, you want to achieve or I want to achieve. And so you're in different directions. So how did I come about that? So I was looking at my YouTube channel, which actually I'm eternally grateful to God for because it grew over 1,000 in just this year, between last year and this year. So, I mean, to some people, that might not be a lot. To me, it is. Because if there's anyone that's tried to grow a channel, a group, or even if it's just clients base and you have over 1,000, are you kidding me? That's a lot of work. So I am grateful for that. But you know what? I can't help thinking that it probably would have been bigger if I was more consistent in my postings, in my in the topics, following up, and just keeping that going, that momentum going. So I can't help but feel that I didn't do that, and so that probably hurts me in a way. Actually, I do believe that. So consistency is very important, not even just with YouTube channel or Facebook, but it's important in anything you do in life, in business, whatsoever you're doing, keep doing it. And for some reason, well, no, I do know why. One of the things that I do have a personal coach. I have like an accountability coach, if you will. And one of the things we had talked about this week was Monday, so that's 2 days ago, was reflection. One of a book is actually we're reading together, which is, guys, if you don't read, try to read, or have audibles or something in your quiet moments. Try and go through self-help books. It does really help. Now, again, some of the things in those books are not necessarily new to you, but it's good to have a constant, again, it's like an accountability tool. So I've been reflective and I've been thinking, I've been going back to some of the things that I was doing. Last year I went back a month, 3 months, 6 months, and then I went back to a year, and I was like, oh wow, this time last year, actually, I think it was around June. It must have been around June when I stopped to work finally. And there were a lot of things that were in place that informed that decision. A big one was it was some personal things I was going through. And I've shared that actually, my channel, I've shared it here too. I was going through some kind of, it was a pain. If you've been following me, a lot of you know I've been managing pain, chronic pain from years of doing nursing. Yeah, that will do that to you. Anyway, and so I really couldn't do active nursing work. However, I've followed up with something I've always wanted to do, which is working in this industry, health and wellness. aesthetics and what have you. And that's something I have been passionate about. I was doing it part-time, but this time I was actually able to follow it full-time. And I love it. I love it because, well, for one thing, it gives me room to be creative, which you all know I do love my creativity. I've got to have room to create, and that's just me. So if it's not doing a YouTube channel or teaching on Facebook or writing a book or putting together a script and talking to producers and trying to put something together, it's what I love to do. I love to teach. There's a passion of mine. So I'm teaching through mediums like this, but I'm also I do write. I write about some of my researches, things, my personal experience. So if you do want, I'm probably going to put a link here because one ebook had been given away. For those of you who are interested, you're curious, or you just want to know, that's been interested, right? I have a link to the benefits of body contouring or body sculpting, which I am a practitioner of and a specialist. So again, it's in following up that body contouring treatments that has helped me with some health benefits that a lot of people don't think about. So, and then I was thinking, I could have been talking about this every week, because that's what I was doing. I was kind of putting up videos every week. I have 2 YouTube channels. One is for nursing, where I teach CNAs and LPNs. And then I have this one, which is for health and wellness, right? So, and I think I'm coming out here now saying this, hopefully, that you can also be my accountability partner and just make sure that I put out videos every week. Every week would be nice. I probably cannot do it every day because that's spreading myself thin and that's setting up myself to fail or to fall. And that's another thing with trying to be consistent. You do what you think you can do with your own strength, right? Don't make promises you cannot keep. That's something I really, really hate. Another thing I want to mention, and I saw a ton of emails from some of those my videos, and that's the thing, you say something and many months or years later somebody sees it and writes to you. So I'm going to be answering some questions from I find that people in the industry, nursing, that I'm a part of, are always looking for ways to alleviate their frustrations, right? Their frustration, their pain, they really don't know how to get out of the rat race. I mean, I eventually did. Now, starting a business isn't a walk in the park. But then again, going to nursing school and starting work in a nursing facility or in a healthcare facility is not a walk in the park either. So I say that to say, things might be easy for whoever finds passion in that thing, or they found a way to make it good for them. Does that make sense? So, I mean, there are people like, oh, well, you're in business now. It's easier. No, not necessarily, but it might be easy because it's what I want to do. So it's not seen as work. And I'm sure you've heard this before. But consistency is very important. In talking about consistency, I'm also going to bring it to body sculpting. You have got to be consistent in your treatments. You have got to be consistent and committed to before care and after care instructions. You listen to your practitioners, whatever they tell you, you want to follow it up to a T and even beyond. One of the questions I get often, and some people ask this genuinely because they actually want answers, and others cough while they're answering this question, which is interesting because, and this is the question, does it last? I bet it doesn't last. Well, I don't know what lasts if you don't put work into it. I mean, whoever is asking that, when you go to the gym, and I use this a lot, I mean, people have gotten used to me saying this. You go to the gym for 2 weeks, do you expect the results to last you for a lifetime? Well, you keep at it. So why do you think using non-surgical methods to help you on your journey to weight loss and health and wellness is not something you have to be consistent at? That's the part I don't get. Surgery is not permanent. I know when I say this, people are like, but it's the truth. If you don't do what you're supposed to do, if you don't do what you're supposed to do, you're going to get it all back and even more. And I have clients who have gained it back and even more. And there's no way I would have known this if they hadn't shown me before pictures and after. And usually I know them after. So they show me pictures of their before, and then they went to the surgery, and now the after when they're with me. So that's how I know. I don't know these people from a can of paint, but they've shared their pain points. And some have said, well, yeah, they fell off the wagon. It's a lifestyle change, people. We don't perform magic. Doctors do not perform magic. I love to talk about these topics because there are a lot of things that people actually just take for granted, meaning they're just choosing to not want to apply the same expectations they put to going to the gym, working on a project, dieting, or keeping at something until they get better. You have to keep working at something until it's better. And even then, you've got to sustain it. So I tell my clients, and if you are my client, you can attest to this. When you come to Glam Care, okay, you come to our spa and we do treatments on you and you're loving your results and you're happy. One thing I harp on here, including all my staff, is we've got to have a maintenance regimen. So because you can't be with me every day, I cannot, even if you want to, for me to be with you every day, that's not possible. So what do you do between those times you're not with me? What do you do at those times when you're not constantly on the machines here at the spa, or you're not being manipulated by the techniques and the expertise we have here in the spa? Then what are you doing? It's the same thing. Then you apply products, you apply tools, you apply techniques that you've been taught here. One thing I'm so big on here is teaching my clients. You don't come to Glam Care Academy, Body and Beauty Studio, and not know what to do when you're not with me, because your success is my happiness. I want to be part of your success story. So I get really invested in my clients. So having said that, it's all about consistency. If you're not consistent, it's going to affect your results. Your results are going to be transient. That's just life, period. Whichever way you want to look at it. Okay, let's talk about Christianity, religion, I don't care, Islam, whatever it is. Again, this is not a preaching channel, but I'm going to talk as a Christian. You start as a baby Christian and then you don't remain a baby. You keep growing because you're researching and you're getting fed, and then you're starting to get more and more knowledgeable about that faith. Apply that same consistency to anything you do in life. It's the same thing with your work. It's the same thing with raising babies. Babies don't remain babies. They become adults sooner, so much sooner than we care. Yeah, I'm talking as an empty nester. They grow really fast. But anyway, so it's the same thing. So I'm guilty of not being consistent with posting videos on my YouTube channel, and I see how it's hurt my growth. You know, yes, I've grown leaps and bounds. I actually have over 1,000 views, 1,000 subscription. I'm blown away. But then I'm thinking, if I had been consistently doing it the way I started, but it wasn't easy because I had to do all the work. I had to do all the things at the spa. I had to manage social media, not just YouTube, because recording and putting those things out is a lot of work. So it's the same thing. I have a podcast I haven't even touched. I started it, but I have not continued. But it's all about consistency. It really helps. So I'm saying this to tell you that your results can be so much better if you're consistent. This video is longer than I expected it to be, but I needed to also own up to not being consistent. In posting videos, with my care, I am consistent. I have to be. If you live with pain, nobody likes pain. But anyway, I'll be back, and if you want I'm going to leave a link below for the link to the ebook. It's a free ebook. You can look at all the benefits that body contouring can actually bring your way. I am a walking, talking billboard of what it's done for me, and I always share it. And if you want to know more, feel free to reach out to me. So until I come your way again, please be warm, be safe, be kind, and pay it forward. Take care. See you in the next video.